Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. Good morning to you all. It's a very interesting day. We have the 10-year Treasury uh, auction happening today. All eyes will be on that to gauge the impact of everything on the bonds, and that could also have an impact on the yields for the bonds going forward, especially the long-term bonds. Let's start off with the market overview. I think stocks are poised to open higher this morning for the second straight day as optimism over possible Federal Reserve rate cuts continues to boost the global and U.S. markets. A recent week economic data, especially Friday's job reports and a soft ISM services reading, are fueling bets on Fed easy. Now, if you look at the futures out here, as you can see on the screen, they're all mildly up. But I personally feel that after the market is open, that could be trend reversal. I think in the last 3 or 4 days, we are seeing a trend reversal happening. We're opening up higher and then closing lower. We'll see what happens today. Bond yields remain under downward pressure. Investors are piling into treasuries, driving the 10-year yield down to around 4.24% from highs above 4.49% last month. Asian and European equities are broadly higher as global risk appetite rebounds, despite ongoing trade and tariff concerns. And in terms of major headlines, I would say that the Fed rate cut hopes are the most of the headlines. I mean, everywhere you see that headline. And also there is this expectation that the recent weak payroll and ISM numbers are going to intensify expectations for a September cut. So that's also a little bit of optimism out there. And despite all that, the last 2 days we have seen shares open up and then come down. Tariffs and trade tensions remain in focus. US-China trade truce extension likely. Trump says a truce could be extended this month, making hope for tariff relief. Though threats remain for the EU and India if new deals aren't reached. It's talking about the 600 million that Europe was supposed to invest as per Trump. There were a lot of media reports that it was not any major thing. It's all cooked up existing commitments from which are already on the books, plus hope that the private sector would pump in money into US from the euro. So I think Trump follows those media and he's come back again with a threat of additional tariffs on EU if they don't invest that 600 million. So that's a new wrinkle out there. And US tariffs are having a visible impact. Small Canadian exporters are struggling while large industrials and oil sectors enjoy exemption. Potato farmers, for instance, they used to export majorly to US. Now they have reduced their capacity and they're scouting for new markets. And we are getting cheaper potatoes in Canada because we got new 5-pound bags and all coming in. So things are looking good. We are eating more potatoes right now. Key economic data on tap today are the Eurozone June retail sales, US supply chain pressure index, and the US crude oil inventories, as well as the US 10-year Treasury auctions. Several Fed policymakers are scheduled to speak later in the day, which could potentially move the markets. And there are earnings reports that are due to come. Big pre-market gainers include BioMX with 44% gain. These are all companies that we don't hear about in the channel generally, but I'm mentioning them here because these gains are major, like about 25%. So for example, BioMX is up 44%, Myriad Genetics is up 27%, and Excel Brands is up 20%. So these are some of the hottest stocks this morning. SunPower, Aqua Metals, and Chegg are notable pre-market losers after disappointing earnings and guidance. Earnings season continues. Several global names are reporting today, including Thomson Reuters. And if you look at my page out here for the earnings calendar, we have McDonald's, Walt Disney, Uber, Airbnb. Then we have AIG. So these are all some big name Occidental Petroleum, big names to report. Out of them, McDonald's has already reported a higher EPS than was expected. Walt Disney has also expected higher EPS than expected. Uber has just outperformed the EPS by 1 cent. Emerson Electric up 2 cents, Rockwell Automation up 21 cents. So things are all coming out well. Most of them are coming above expectations. So this should give a positive mood for the economy and the index. So let us see how it goes. Now, with that said, I think that in terms of macro sentiment, gold miners are hitting record highs as traders seek store of value with rate cut bets and policy uncertainty raising. Oil prices are steady, awaiting EIA data and supply chain updates, and volatility remains subdued. The VIX sits below 18 points, as you can see in the charts. Let me go to the charts and just quickly have a look at the VIX, whether it has changed since I last saw it while I was writing this report. No, it's still down. VIX is still down 1.23%, and that's a good sign for VIX. So that's what we have. And what else do we have to talk about? No, that's about my roundup. And let's go on to the futures and change all the time frame to 1 day and the windows to single window. We see one stock at a time, and we go to the 1 day time frame. So this is the S&P 500 futures that we are looking at. And in my opinion, this is a bad flag or a bearish pennant that has been formed. We have not been able to pierce through the resistance of 6,377.75 for the last 1 to 3 days. So day one of these 3 days, we opened higher and then we came down. The next day we opened lower and we came up, but we couldn't go above the previous day's open. And the following day we opened very close to the resistance, but we came down. Today, again, we are opening higher than where we were yesterday, where we closed yesterday, but we are still a little away from the ultimate resistance of 6,377.75. So if we break through that resistance and confirm above that resistance, then I would say that this bullish pennant is gone. Otherwise, I'm still looking at this as a bullish pennant with the potential to break down on the downside. Supporting that hypothesis are a few facts. One is that sentiment is bearish, and MACD is bearish, and momentum is not that high. It's above average, so that's a positive aspect, but it's still quite low momentum. Now, if we look at NASDAQ also, you'll see that there is a potential bearish flag which is manifesting itself. So this was the flagpole and this was the flag, and now I think we are coming down. So our support for today is going to be around 22,777.50, and resistance continues to be 23,441.75. And it has been the same like what we discussed for S&P 500. This resistance has persisted. Dollar index shows that the dollar is weakening. This is a bear flag, and I think we are moving on a downward direction. We look at the 10-year yields. It's up 0.52% or 2 cents. US 20-year yields is up 0.2 cents, and US 30 years yield is up 0.2 cents. This is slightly different from what it was when I wrote my script for this morning. So yields are going up. So we have to see what happens with the 10-year auction, whether it gets the necessary uptake. Next, we look at indicators. S&P 500 has got a resistance today at 6,365.22 and a support, which is going to be, if you mark the screen, the support is going to be 6,284.83. Right now, we are at 6,299.20. We have bearish sentiment, bearish MACD, and momentum which is falling. NASDAQ is currently at 23,018.56 as it closed yesterday. And our resistance for today is going to be at 23,282.43, and our support for today is going to be 22,793.10. Next, we have VIX, and in VIX, we can see that we have a cooling of the VIX, and again, this looks like a bullish pennant to me, and we'll see what happens when the market opens. We have gold, which is down 0.48%. I'm still invested in Z Gold. We have this line of support out here, which is going to provide support today. And the support for today is at 3,358. And we have a resistance, which is going to be at 3,438. So that's the range for gold. Our bearish sentiment is starting to improve. MACD has become mildly bullish. Momentum is still above average. So gold is still waiting for the cues to see what happens with the treasury auction. And we have QQQ, which is up 0.18%, not as high as it was yesterday in pre-market, but 0.19 is better than nothing. But I'm still thinking there's a bearish bias to the market. We have put-call ratio, which is mildly bullish. It's at 0.857. And then let's go on to look at AI. So NVDA is down 0.82%, and NVIDIA has a big influence on the index overall. So if NVIDIA starts improving during the day, then we can assume that the index will improve. But I can see that NVIDIA is in pre-market session. It has fallen below a critical line of support. So the line of support today has become a resistance at 177.72. Right now we are at 176.73. So the first order of business for NVIDIA will have to be to break above 177.72. If it doesn't, then it will be pushed down by this line of resistance, and we would have a support at around 169.63. So I would expect NVIDIA to consolidate. And I think overall, if you look at the sentiment, it's still bullish, though it is waning a little bit because the valuations are so high. Earnings are also around the corner, and we still have the bearish divergence in place. So the stock is trying to consolidate in order to respond to the bearish divergence. That's my opinion. It's still good. Let's look at Meta. Meta is up 0.52% in pre-market trades. Support continues to be at 737.78, and I believe that the resistance should be 784.94. And we have Google, which is up 0.09%. Google has been creating this bull flag out here, and there was an attempt to break out from there yesterday. Hopefully, we are able to break out today. So if we manage to break out, there'll be a long way to go, because this bull flag, in my opinion, starts here and goes all the way here. So if I was to take this and put it out here and say this is where we broke out from, then we have the potential to go all the way up to 218.82. But I'm not putting this out here because we don't have the breakout yet. We'll see if today marks the breakout. We're up 0.07%. Let us hope for the best. Amazon is up 0.82% in pre-market trades, and support is going to be at 228.63 for today. And let me briefly take a look at what is happening with the sentiment. Sentiment is bearish. MACD is also bearish, and also momentum is very weak. So Amazon is showing that it may probably go down further today. And we have always opened up higher in the last so many days, and we have come down. That's why we have a series of red candles. So let's see what happens today. Next, we have Apple, which is up 0.41% in pre-market trades. Resistance continues to be 207.29. Microsoft is up 0.68% in pre-market trades, and support continues to be at 523.00. Tesla is down 0.19%. It's trying to stage some kind of a comeback, but I would say that we have a line of resistance out here, which is most likely to push Tesla down. Just connecting the top points out here. Let's see, it has to be a little more steeper than that. It moves up here. Yeah. So this is what we have here. Yesterday we touched that and we came down. So today again, I think our resistance is going to be at 311.62 and support is going to be at 298.30. So that's what I'm expecting for Tesla. I'm still into TSLQ, and that is coming out nicely. Oracle is up 0.63%, and we have AMD, which is down 5.75%. So that could be dead cat bounce happening from the support of 172.19. That's one possibility. I don't have enough confidence to do the buying as I did for CRISPR. I made some gains on CRISPR yesterday. I just bought 50 stocks of CRISPR, as soon as the market opened, expecting the dead cat bounce, and the dead cat bounce happened. And within a couple of hours, I sold it off, made $100 or a little more than that. But some money is better than no money. We just had a little bit of fun. But AMD could also potentially offer the same opportunity, but I can't afford to get into AMD. The cost is 164, and I don't want to take the risk. I'm mostly in cash right now, except for the shorts on S&P 500 and the Max 7. SMCI is down 16.77% in pre-market trades. It saw 110% sales raise in fiscal 2024 fueled by AI data center investment, but gross profit margin fell from 18% in 2022 to around 10% in Q3. So that's the reason why the stock is being punished. Broadcom is up 0.48%. Support is going to be still at 290.80. Palantir is down 0.44%. And I think it has met our target of 176.05. So now I'm going to be watching what happens with Palantir, because RSI is overbought. It has to consolidate, and it has to do a gap fill out here. So I think going forward, Palantir is most likely to come down rather than go up. Maybe it will consolidate sideways and come down slowly. But the RSI is overbought. That's what we need to look at. No new catalyst unless there is any press release that comes out with the new deal signed or something like that. Otherwise, everything else is baked into price. And participants looking at the peak of the market will decide to take some profits and move the money elsewhere where that could be gains. Now we have, what else do I want to look at? I want to look at Rigetti. I haven't seen it in a while. I still have stocks of Rigetti, and it's down 0.97% in pre-market trades, but it seems to be following this diagonal line of support. So I'm still optimistic that the wedge pattern, as it becomes narrower and narrower, we might have to choose to break up or down. And I'm thinking that at that time, we would have already reached a place where it's at least equal to the purchase price that I had for Rigetti. This year, I had a lot of losses on Rigetti. So I'm hoping to avoid further losses by having this last batch of 100 shares of Rigetti sold off at least at break even. So that's my hope out there. And what else did I want to see? Yeah, I bought Wipro, WIT. I bought it somewhere around 2.85. It has gone down significantly. So I'm watching this. There could be a trend reversal out here. There is this tariff news on India, which is weighing heavily on Wipro. We'll see when the things happen. It will go up. It's a perfectly good company. So I'm at dollar cost average a little bit out here. Sentiment is bearish. MACD is bearish. Momentum is at rock bottom. So a little bit of bottom fishing out here is in order. Stock price is not that high. So I would still be able to do a lot with 1,000 shares. That's the way I'm looking at it. What else do I want to talk about? Let's go on to genomics, and we'll see what's happening in genomics. Okay, we have Prime out here. Prime is up 0.46% in pre-market trades. It's going to face a resistance at 4.54 today, and it will get support at around 4.29 today. Intellia is up 0.60% today, and support is available at 11.33. Caribou is up 1.96% today. Support is available at 1.92. Beam is down 1.34% today. Resistance is at 19.10, and support is at 13.47. Altimmune is down 0.27% in pre-market trades, and it's likely to get the support out here, which I would mark as a line of support. Let me just put this green. So support for today is most likely to be around 7.04 for, oh, sorry, this is I was looking at the wrong place. And I'm thinking if it had reached that price, I could have probably sold it. I have some Altimmune stocks with me. So Altimmune is out here, and it's marking a descent. I would say that we are into the bear flag territory, so I'm going to draw a bear flag. We are into bear channel territory, so I'm going to draw a bear channel. And this bear channel is continuing to provide support. And for today, I think support for Altimmune is at $3.42. Right now, we are at 3.66. And if we were to look for resistance, I think that we would find resistance somewhere around $4. That said, let's move on. Editas is down 1.54% in pre-market trades. It will get support at 2.31. Illumina is up 0.09%. It has got minor line of support at 94.87. CRISPR Therapeutics is up 0.36%, and it has a support at around, I would say, 54.36, which is this regression line that we have. And it has a resistance at 59.74. Our sentiment has turned bearish. MACD is also bearish, and momentum is also dropping. So the chances of CRISPR Therapeutics coming down is higher than the chances of it going up. Next, we have Allogene, which is flat in pre-market trades. Rail is up 1.56% in pre-market trade, and we have support at 31.90. PSCB is down 0.70 in pre-market trades. Support is going to be at 1.21. ARCG is down 0.53% in pre-market trades. Support at 22.94. So that brings me to Precision. So I had bought Precision at 1.93, and I've been holding it for a while now. My target is to wait until the third week of April, where there's a very good chance that the FDA will approve that therapy. It's a small speculative position, and I'm happy with where it is today. It's up 1.55%, and quoting it around $1.96. So I have a 3-cent profit out there. So I'm happy with it. We have a resistance today, which is going to be at $2.03. And the targets for Precision are in the range of $6 to $12. So even at the bottom end, I still have a lot of possibility for gains out there. Sentiment is turning bullish, MACD is turning bullish, momentum is picking up, plenty of room on the RSI. I think the games are just beginning. So with that, my friends, I would like to bring this live stream to an end, and I'll catch up with you guys the next one tomorrow. So till then,